All right.
All right, I'm Sarah Warren. I am the athletic trainer here at West Henderson High School. I'm employed through Party Hospital or Party Sports Medicine, and I've been an athletic trainer for going on 4 years now, and I graduated from Gardner-Webb University with my Bachelor's of Science in Athletic Training.
And I apologize for my gnarly feet, but I am going to be the subject here. So Sarah has graciously agreed to kind of show us some taping techniques. Sarah, why don't you start out with if we know we have some hot spots, like let's say there's a toe, let's say like my second toe, I always get a blister on the cap. What would you suggest?
Where exactly is the blister located?
So usually on the tip of the toe there.
Yeah, so usually I recommend, there's not really like a tape job you could do, but if you can find second skin, it's like little jelly stuff. I'm sure you could probably find it on Amazon, but you could apply it to that blister and then just kind of take a little wrap to it. I didn't bring any of it out here with us, but some stretchy tape, anything stretchy, just to kind of wrap that second skin on there. That'll definitely help with blisters, and you can apply them anywhere, on the balls of your feet, on your heel, tops of the foot, if that ever takes place. But yeah, I would definitely recommend probably second skin.
Okay.
And it's really easy to look at. It comes in a little tub.
Same thing with like the big toe.
Yeah, big toe. Yeah, you can that kind of lateral edge of the big toe is usually really prone to blistering, just because the wear and tear where the shoe rubs. But yeah, the second skin is definitely the best.
Okay.
Now, in terms of like any problems with the big toe and flexion and extension, we can definitely do a tape job for that.
Okay.
If you want me to show you that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in order to do that, all you really need is just some athletic tape. You usually just apply a strip of tape just to anchor the tape down right there on kind of right below the ball of the foot. You got to be careful not to go too tight around the base of your fifth metatarsal, just because a lot of compression there can cause, that's a really prone place for fractures or stress fractures. And then just taking that same tape, you can do what's called splicing. You can tear it right down the middle to make it kind of skinnier. And so say that this motion is the motion that hurts, and a lot of times that is the motion that's going to hurt. It's also known as turf toe. You just kind of start applying some tape and try to get your toe to pull down in the opposite position that's hurting. And you just kind of apply those in different directions, as long as you're pulling the toe down. I usually do that about 3 different times, pulling it down into that dorsiflexion, if that's ankle, a flexion direction, because a lot of times that extension of the toe is what's going to hurt. And I'll do that one more time, continuing to splice that tape. You can also buy skinny 1-inch tape, but if the 2-inch tape is all you have on hand, then splicing is definitely
the way to go.
The way to go, yeah. And then after you get it, do that 3 times, you just close it up to kind of keep those skinny spots intact. You can also do another splice action and kind of secure these up here as well around the big toe. And so that's going to prevent that motion from going too far into extension.
Awesome.
So
great.
Yeah.
What about like I've had it where I get a hot spot, in a race, where my heel starts getting like a hot spot. How would you tape up the heel?
That's a really good question. I've never had to tape a heel, honestly. Usually if someone comes in complaining of heel pain, especially on the bottom, I find just some little foam or like a rubber padding just to kind of stick in their shoe, just to kind of take that pressure off the heel, because a lot of times that's, they complain of heel pain just from the pounding of the ground, like you're saying, like kind of developing a hot spot.
Sure. And what about for like plantar fasciitis?
Plantar fasciitis is a big one for track runners. We actually have one here that I just started taping her arches. So while I tape this off, I'll kind of talk through. It's called a teardrop method, or you can do an X-shaped method on the bottom of the foot. I like the teardrop personally, just because you know, going through school, we did this on each other, and that's just the one that felt best for me. So that's typically the one I do.
Okay.
So I will show that here. So you start again with another anchor. This one kind of goes around the ball of the foot. And again, just going lightly so you're not pressing those metatarsal heads together too tightly. And then this time you're gonna pull a little bit longer of a piece, and you're again gonna splice it and hope that the wind doesn't tangle it all up. But for the teardrop method that I like to do, I'm gonna pull you this way just a little bit to where we hang off the edge. Perfect, that way I can get around your heel. So you start from big toe, wrap around the bottom of the heel, just kind of in the back, and that's exactly what I thought would happen, the wind. And then it goes up to the big toe again. And then it kind of creates that, let's see if we can, that teardrop method. In order to do the X method, you would start from the opposite side, go around to the big toe, again creating an X shape. And so then you would do that again on the other side. And if you'll come back over here again, there we go, perfect. From pinky toe across to pinky toe, and then you've got that teardrop shape again. I normally do that one more time on each side, and then you again just close it up with another anchor strip, and that gives it some arch support to where the tape will kind of take more of the pressure from it versus your arch.
Cool. Anything for the Achilles?
The Achilles, yes, stay where you're at. I'll just go over this tape job. So normally you can do this two different ways. The Achilles, sometimes if it's hurting like all the way up in the calf, you can do it from like just below the knee to the ankle. Usually I just do it right here at the ankle though. And you just kind of take, this is called pre-wrap. You can get it at Dick's or any pharmacy, and just wrap it on there so you're not taping directly to the leg hair. Taking again just the regular white tape, just providing an anchor here, and then this is called Elasticon. It's just kind of a tougher, more taut tape, stronger tape, and then I usually just will cut a piece and then cut it here, and then you're gonna splice it, but not all the way down, just enough to wrap around the top of the ankle. And then you're gonna cut again to splice, pulling down with the part that's attached and wrapping around the foot. And I'll usually do that one more time and then close it up with the white tape or athletic tape. And then that essentially kind of gives you another Achilles tendon that kind of takes the stress off your actual Achilles tendon.
Yeah. Great. And what about ankles?
So if you can find somebody that can do it, it's really hard to do on yourself. But when you do an ankle tape, you want to stay in that that straight 90-degree angle, and you'll start out with the anchors on the top, and then you do what's called this is called an open basket weave tape method. So you'll do, these are called stirrups, and then you interweave a horseshoe into it, and then you repeat that. And a lot of time your ankle pain is going to be probably lateral, so you'll always want to pull medial to lateral or inside out. And then do another horseshoe, one more stirrup, and one more horseshoe. And then going from there, you're going to do what's called a figure 8. So you start going straight up and down right there at that medial malleolus, pulling across the top of the ankle and following through, and that's a figure 8. And so you'll repeat that one more time. And then you'll do what are called heel locks. So you start kind of an angle at the top of the foot, go behind the heel, back across the top, and behind the heel again, stopping there. And then you'll repeat that. And then you just do what we call closing it up. So that's really complex and really probably very hard to do on yourself. I always recommend ankle braces. ASOs are the best, just because they basically do the stirrup, and you just tie it like a shoe, and they're really easy for you can get those on Amazon or wherever.
Great.
But yeah, that's pretty much the foot and ankle.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. That was awesome. I appreciate your time and all your tape.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.